My name is Dr. Debbie Silver, and I started out as a classroom teacher with no experience. I was hired as a temporary substitute, 20 years old, no training, taught first grade. Found out very quickly I'm a little too ADHD to teach first grade, so I worked my way up through elementary and found a passion for science because it was something kids could really do. So I went back to school, got experience, got my training credentials, and taught for years, 21 years in the classroom, mainly middle school science. Got my master's, then went to the college level and taught the pre-service education, science, classroom methods, math. But all through those 30 years of teaching, you know, and I have 5 sons, so lots of experience. And I wrote my first book, Drumming to the Beat of Different Marchers, which was not handled by Corwin, but Corwin kind of spotted me at workshops and said, write something for us. So I wrote the book, Fall Down 7 Times, Get Up 8, Teaching Kids to Succeed, which is one of their best sellers. And it just addresses so much what is current right now. It's about resiliency, it's about building kids so that they have self-efficacy, so that they're able to fall, do a face plant and get up and go, well, that didn't work. Let's see, you know, what's next. It's kind of anti-entitlement. My newest book, released September of 2014, is called Deliberate Optimism, Reclaiming the Joy in Education. Because what I'm finding in my travels is that people are not joyful anymore. There's been so much has happened to teachers, so much taken out of our control that teachers feel rather helpless. And so the book is about, okay, what can you control? And how do you do that? And what can you not control? And how do you get past that? So that's been my experience. In 1990, I was lucky enough to be selected Louisiana Teacher of the Year. There were only 2 people eligible that year, and the other one died mysteriously. But anyway, I did win, so yay. And so I started giving speeches that were obligatory. And I just love it. You know, I love talking to teachers, parents, anybody. And so I started consulting that just kind of grew word of mouth. And then when I retired, and to write my first book, I've just kind of gone full time. So I speak to teachers, I speak to principals, community members, parents, and kids, still my favorite. And, but it is about, I guess my underlying message is, let's give every kid a reasonable chance at success. Area of focus has always been motivation, both for the adults involved, the advocates, but also how do we help kids develop self-motivation. So that would be my primary focus. But then I also do a lot with strategies because there's so many things that we can do as teachers that are purposeful and intentional that help us fulfill our goals. And I think because I've taught so much and taught in so many settings that I can be really helpful to new teachers or teachers who want to be renewed with ways to stay joyful, you know, stay happy, stay focused, and get the job done. My passion is still the classroom student. My 5 sons really ignited my desire to do the grit, the resilience, to study Dr. Carol Dweck, which is the focus of my book, Fall Down 7 Times, Get Up 8. Watching them, we have 2 that were identified as gifted early on and then stumbled because they'd been told all their lives how smart they were, how great they were, and they hit a wall, and they didn't know how to overcome that. We have the middle 2 who were told that they weren't as bright as their older brothers. One was told that he would never graduate from high school, live in assisted care, who now has 2 master's degrees, certified counselor. But I'm watching my own family saying, this isn't how it was supposed to be. The ones that struggled are the most successful in their adult lives. And the 2 that were supposed to set the world on fire are still a little bit angry, a little bit bitter. And so I read the work of Carol Dweck and said, that's it. But mine is more of a conversation. In my book, it's a handbook. Because when I talk to parents, they go, I understand the theory, but what does that look like? So my book was written to say, all right, here are the things to say to your kids. Here are the things to avoid, and here's the research behind it. So it's a clear-cut path, not an easy path, but one that, you know, it seems like, oh, she's talking about nuance, she's talking about semantics, but very, very important words that we instill in kids at a young age that gives them that resiliency to keep fighting, to keep trying to beat their personal best.